Mr. Abiodun, let me take you to the area of crime. I'm sure you are aware that many Nigerians would rather not give information to the police for obvious reasons. How is that going to change? Because the police need information from the people. Otherwise, their work will be made more difficult. You're sitting in a bar, for instance, and you hear something being planned.
Yes.
What do you do with that kind of information? Who do you give it to?
If the people are not willing to share information with the government security agencies, there's no way they can actually get the appropriate intelligence to help the people. So one of the first things I believe we need to tackle is the orientation of the people as well as the government security agency. In this case, we talk about the police. The police also should see people as partners, one. They should see people as the raw materials that they work with. And then when they are being given information, they do not use it against such people. But however, there is also another method of combating this. That was why I mentioned the use of technology in the first place. There are a lot of things happening in the world. I mean, today I can share information with the police without having to appear in the police station. I can share information with them. They have my data, they have my information, they have everything. I just send incident report from the comfort of my table. I'm in a beer parlor. I can see some people discussing terrible things. I pick up my phone, I put some things on it, and I send information to the right quarters.
But they have your number.
Yes, they could have my number because, you see, criminals could also use this kind of medium to distract the police. So they actually need to have information of the sender. Otherwise, I mean, I could decide to send the wrong information to the police just to get them off my way, and then I perpetrate my act.
Like your crime.
Okay, so
yes.
it's always good for us to just be comfortable. You know, the fear most of the time is actually interfacing directly with the police. It's not about the information to be shared. So if people can actually have this software, which, I mean, I don't know if it's okay to say it here, but we actually have a software for that.
Okay,
we already
but then,
but you see, the truth is, there is actually a solution around information sharing among the security agencies with the people, and to also give people, you see, like if you go to developed world, you think there are no criminals. There are a lot of criminals, there are a lot of thieves. People would not steal your phone when you drop it because they know they will be caught. And this is because they know they are being watched. They know that data is already everywhere. So the first thing is, what do we do with the data that we have in Nigeria?
Do we have data?
I believe we have. The truth of the matter is, BVN is working in Nigeria like something else. And this came in when? Maybe about 5 years ago. And see what we're doing with it. It's the same thing with the passport details that we have. We have data. What are we doing with it?
Don't we need national ID cards?
We have. I mean, if you look at, we have these things. The truth, we have national ID card. The truth of what are we doing with those data? What are we doing with even the one we have? If what we have is just 20%, what are we doing with it? Are we doing the right things with this figures? Are we comparing them? I mean, when we look at intelligence and look at solution, you talk about trending. You look at, okay, this guy behaves this way today, tomorrow he's behaving this way. How do I say I'm tagging this guy has to be on the blacklist or to be on the white list or something? You know, we need to be able to follow up with every information we have. We need to be able to, process the data we have to identify a prospective criminal.
Do we have enough security agents to do that?
Well, Nigerian
There's
population.
180 million of us.
Nigerian population is growing inversely proportional to the security agents.
No, you see, how is that so? I seriously don't believe that we need to pack a whole bunch of people and pour in there. You know, Nigeria right now, we have about 350,000 police people.
It used to be about 400 or something.
Well, let's round it up to even 500.
Didn't they recently employ more?
Yes, if we do that, you discover that the country is under-policed. Now, it is because of the strategy. There is no strategic plan, police strategic plan that they are going to use. Because, okay, let's look at foreign countries. Our people travel over there and come back all the time. Why can't they use, or see and copy, as we always do, to bring it back here. All you need for a policeman, you just need about 2 police cars with either 2 people in each car to police the whole of Ikeja, or let me say from this area down to Ikeja. And what they do is quick response, and then of course watch out what is going on in the place. Here we have
How do they watch?
Mr.
That's
Macri.
CCTV cameras.
Yes. No, you see, one thing is this. If there is going to be a quick response, something happens, there's a control room, and something is happening somewhere, and they call in, you know, that see, like he said, there are some people in a bar somewhere, in the Sheraton bar, doing 1 or 2 things, you know, and then it goes to the nearest police vehicle, and it goes down there, and check it out. So it is something that you don't have to pack a whole bunch of policemen to go and do.
Mr. Macri, don't forget that those police vehicles you're talking about also are equipped with all kinds of gadgets.
That is what
all kinds of computers.
that's what my colleague here is saying, that the thing has been miniaturized into the cars.
Okay. Now, this is actually my area.
Your 40.
My 40, as it were. I used to work for the Metropolitan Police in England, both in custody and intelligence. Now, it's about efficiency. How do you make the Nigerian police more efficient?
Yeah.
That's what we should be focusing on, not numbers. Like he rightly said, most of our patrol vehicles have 2 officers. Yeah? And then you might have those who walk the beat.
Okay.
So if we're talking about community policing, the community policing means that those individuals are known within the community. They talk to people.
Yeah.
That's how they gather information. Now, back in the day, you had to come back to the station and enter whatever information that you've gathered into the database.
Yeah.
We have our intelligence database. But now what you can do is you have a phone. That phone that you carry around right as it's happening, because we're talking about speed of response. Remember, response is the ultimate reason for gathering information. How quickly can you respond to an event? So that officer can send in that information. Maybe there's information coming in from somewhere else that corroborates it. Again, it is all color-coded or graded, as it were, in an intelligence cycle, which it goes through automatically before it even starts to be analyzed for actionable intelligence. But there, at that point, it could, you know, it's actually useful as well. Now, we're doing something similar with the Nigerian police. The IG has put the DIG Ops in charge of it with the head of the X Squad. And it's about using the general public to be able to send information. Now, whether it's intelligence or incident, they're 2 separate things. Incident is after the fact. Intelligence is before the fact. Yeah? So you have 2 separate pieces of information that needs to be sent to the police. Are you sending an incident? Has it happened? And what's the severity of that incident?
Okay.
But that information, based on what we're doing with the Nigerian police, because it's going to be the police, not us. It's their solution.
Yeah.
It means that if I have a distress situation that is happening live, I send that information. Instead of it going to a control room, it goes to the patrol team that is just down the road.
Closest to
yes,
where
closest.
it's happening.
It's a proximity app. It goes straight to them. They respond. Now, it leaves an audit trail. So the officer cannot say, "Oh, I didn't get it." No, you did. So if you do not respond, you're in trouble. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So there's a lot more to it. But that will be coming out. So, and it's about verified response. And guess what? It also works in areas where telecommunications is poor.
So data or not?
Data or not, it works.